This is a new obstacle?
This is it.
Don't put it in the shade, put it over here. I love that. Whenever I edit these videos on my computer, I always feel like I sound like an asshole because I'm so hypercritical because I feel like I boss Corey around. But really what I'm trying to do is like guide the conversation in a direction.
I get it.
Yeah,
I
so
don't really care.
he's the
I
guy.
mean, I am like the boss, and no one bosses me around, so I probably need it so I don't turn into some asshole monster guy.
Yeah, that's true. You should come to jiu-jitsu. That'll humble you.
Will it?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, can we get to the substance of this now?
Take it away, sir.
Okay, so new obstacle. It's a bench, essentially, right?
Yeah.
So I've been wanting to make something like this for a long time. We did make something like this back in the day, and it was basically same kind of thing, like wider at the base, and then just for aesthetics, it like tapered smaller towards the top. And then we had this as a separate piece that we added on top, but it was super labor intensive. We didn't have the CNC at the time, so cutting everything by hand, it was just like, it was really hard to make it to where it like made sense. We had to charge like $400 on it, and even charging that much, like we weren't making that much on it. So I was like, all right, there's gotta be a way to make like a new version of it that's affordable and will utilize the CNC. So that's what we did. Like I really want this to be like a lower price point obstacle, but also really fun.
The recycled plastic has got to be cheaper than metal, right?
It's actually not.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. This stuff, like, I'm trying to find some better sources. So if anybody has better sources, hit me up.
Yeah.
I found some in Pennsylvania that's like a little under $3 a foot, but then you start doing the math, you're like 3 times 6 is 18 times 2 sides, $36 plus the shipping to get it here. I want this to be something that's cost effective, that's kind of a middle ground of like beginners will have a great time on it. And if you slip out and smack your shin, you're not bummed because it's not metal.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
What's with the slanted sides?
Slanted sides kind of is for two things. One, sort of just for looks.
Hold on, pause. That's loud.
So one is kind of just for looks. Like it looks more like a bench, right? Like something you'd find in a schoolyard or something you'd see like,
True.
on a playground. Like it just gives
I didn't think
it
about that.
more of like that bench look.
Right.
And then the other thing is it adds stability.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, you know, we call them kickers, like diagonal supports that run outward. So when you're pushing force into it and skating it, it's gonna grab better in the ground, and
Has
it's
like
not gonna rock and tip as much. So
like a
it's
pyramid effect, maybe?
exactly.
Yeah.
This slight radius that goes across the bottom.
Yeah, why?
Because depending on where you put a skate obstacle, there might be a hump in the ground, a crown, a crack.
Yeah.
You know, so you get like your obstacle tipping and rocking because the bottom's flat.
Right.
So this is to account for any weird stuff going on in the ground, and it's kind of just grabbing here, like 4 inches there and like 5 inches there on all 4 corners.
Are you gonna put pads under those?
I don't think it'll need it. Like,
Okay.
as long as you're not skating on like a polished concrete floor, this thing should be pretty stable.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's also made out of all 3/4 inch ply. So that's a little more on the heavy side. We thought about going thinner on the sides because we don't necessarily need it to be thicker, but I did want to add the weight so that it doesn't slide around as much.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of thought went into this.
Okay, so it isn't, the slanted sides aren't for any easier access to wallies.
No, but
That's
I guess
what I thought initially.
it could be like,
I think it's gonna help
I feel like Dan would have a heyday with this.
for sure.
Like he would get all like slappy back Smithy and
He would
like,
do all the same tricks that we always see him do.
yeah, he would hurricane it.
Yeah.
Because the nice thing about
Slappy back Bennett,
oh yeah,
he does those.
the nice thing about the height is it's like, so I think this is a foot and then that's 3/4, so it's almost 13 inches.
Yeah.
Our like standard boxes, our 4-foot grind boxes and our 6-foot long grind boxes are all 10 inches. So this is ever so slightly taller.
Yeah.
So it does make it a little easier. Like if you are a flip out kind of person, like having that extra time before you hit the ground, like helps with flip out. It's also just a lot more satisfying, like grinding something a little bit taller.
For sure.
Okay, so it definitely weighs a little, like, it's not that much heavier, but it weighs a little bit more than a plate.
Then a plate?
Than a plate, yeah.
What's a plate? Like 100 pounds?
No, 45.
I don't even lift, bro.
So it's just awkward. I'm gonna guess 65 pounds.
65?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. Here, what do you think?
I don't know, 40s? Like 48 maybe? No, 50, 52.
Okay.
Final answer,
Okay.
52.
Put it on the scale. Let's see. There it is.
Damn it!
I was one away, motherfucker.
Wow. Should have done a bet.
I know my weights.
Apparently.
What are we gonna test first? Okay.
Whoa.
Well, I guess it grinds very well.
It does grind.
But you were telling me earlier, you kind of did this to make it more slide friendly, right?
Yeah, so the nice thing about this recycled plastic, so that's 3.5 inches. So a lot of times I hear from skaters they don't like when things are too thin, because if you don't lock in right, you can get that under there
Yeah.
and just
It's
stick
annoying.
and fall and blah.
Yeah.
So it's nice. You have all that extra space. So if you're on a tail slide and you happen to go down, wheels are on it.
Right.
And it's made of like plastic and oil, so it's very slick, like even with no wax. And then to make it last longer, we put it on its side, so you
Oh.
have that much more like integrity in
Yeah.
grinding the side. It would probably wear down faster if we put it this way.
I think people want to see you skate this.
Okay.
Let's do some tricks.
What do you want?
No
50s?
slide. Let's work our way up. Give us a no slide.
Oh, it's slick.
Yeah, I put a lot of wax on it.
Damn.
Sorry.
It takes me so long to like be able to skate.
Yeah, I relate. But not since starting creatine. I'm always on the go.
Jesus Christ.
Are you okay? You want some creatine?
No.
So we're gonna test the slide ability. I will give it a rating based on my perception.
First tee?
Damn.
Pretty good. Say
Yeah, it's like silent.
yeah, it's like it is. It's like a 9.5 out of 10. Probably the perfect obstacle for me, other than a flat bar, because I love sliding. Like my whole.
You're like back tail guy.
I mean, I just like sliding in general. Like whether it's tail slide, backside tail slide. Ooh, ew, 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 ew. Slide's so good that like, because I'm trying to come out to regular, but it's pushing me so fast in the other direction that like, it wants me to go off fake.
That was so not good.
I was going too fast.
I could probably do that without popping.
Right. Maybe stick to popping.
Oh, not nice, but I'll take it.
There we go.
Whoa.
Damn, nice. Whoa, that was sick.
something I want to talk about. These little puzzle piece ends. So that clicking together,
Yeah.
what do you think it's for?
Clicking together.
But there's also screws. Why would we do both?
More security.
Pretty much, stability is the word.
Dude, I'm so smart.
But yeah, basically, like, at first, we wanted to make this, I was trying to make the whole thing click together. We do
Wait,
that.
oh, extra stability in the sense as like, so that the sides don't wiggle and move? Like,
Yeah.
Like, because you know if you skate some, I don't feel like this would happen on a professionally made product, but if you've ever made like shit in your driveway, you know that like the sides will start to
Yeah.
move and cave out.
Because over time, it's like pressure, 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 grinding, movement, putting it on different surfaces, tweaking it, like
Right.
all that over time makes a screw in wood wiggle, 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 get loose, make that hole bigger. So
How does it work?
as that hole gets bigger, the screw has more room to move around, and then your whole thing's gonna start to shift, right?
Yeah.
So this is just one more added measure to like compensate for these screws wiggling over time and the holes potentially getting bigger. We don't want this thing to get rocky and unstable over time, so we added these little puzzle piece things here that are pressure fit, so you just smack them with a rubber mallet and then that pressure is holding this together. So you probably could skate it without all these screws and without these 2x4s even.
Do you recommend?
No, I mean, there's really no point. Another reason we did that is just to avoid having more 2x4s. Like, if we didn't have these, we might need to add one there. So cutting down on the weight a little bit makes it a little more cost effective to ship. So yeah, there was like a lot of rhyme and reason into the way this thing was made. And then the cool thing about these pressure fit puzzle grooves, we're kind of playing around with that concept with other obstacles now. So we actually just made a prototype today of a wedge ramp that's completely pressure fit and doesn't require any screws to put together. So little sneak peek on that real quick. It's literally just the side ply, 3/4 board on the surface, and then the cap. And then this is just routed down to nothing, which we might end up changing. I mean, over time skating this, your wheels are gonna hit it, chip it, and eventually you're gonna have a blunt edge that's gonna grab your wheels. So maybe we're talking about maybe insetting a plate instead. But yeah, this is a wedge that requires no screws to put together. This is like some Willy Wonka shit right now. All right, 346. So it's 20 pounds.
That's insane.
This is 20 pounds.
See?